Hey everybody, welcome to your 4 to 5. I'm Lauren Coleman here with Ben Briscoe, Chad Silber, and we have Monique Robinson out in the weather garden today.
I'm so glad you're with us, whether you're watching on W4 News 2, Fire Stick, Roku, or our app.
And coming up this half hour, we're going to be talking about, you know that saying, red sky at night versus in the morning. Monique's going to have a very scientific approach to that saying. Right, Monique?
Yeah, that weather folklore, and it seems as though maybe it's true, maybe not.
All right.
Well, I look forward to hearing about that, Monique. But first, we do have to talk about that wild weather that's happening Midwest and the impact it'll have here. Right now, people in Colorado and Nebraska are dealing with serious blizzard concerns. Heavy snow and freezing rain is canceling flights, grounding big rigs, and forcing folks to stay home.
I saw all the power lines exploding and everything. All the cars passing by on the road starting to stop.
Meantime, people in Texas are recovering after a burst of tornadoes there. At least 5 people were hurt and several businesses damaged, like this car wash with a collapsed wall. A Sam's Club in the area had part of its roof ripped off.
All of this wild winter weather is making its way across the Midwest, and it's headed right our way. Right now, meteorologist Monique Robinson is outside in the weather garden. Monique, are we going to get it that hard?
No, the impacts you're seeing on that image, the imagery that you're seeing on all of those videos and pictures is not what I'm expecting here. It's crazy to believe that folks all the way in the northern sections of our continental United States dealing with snow, and then we have folks well down to the south being impacted by tornadoes. It's all from the same weather system that's about to bring us rain. Now, if you are in Winston-Salem, you're already getting some light rain now. We're picking up on that in our satellite radar. In the mountains, some downpours are already starting to begin. When I widen this view, you can see more of the rain that's headed our way. And I know you'd be blind if you can't really see these red polygons down to our south. These are the areas in which those tornado warnings have been popping up. Now, the snow is well to the north, and that's what we're seeing here with this area of low pressure as it continues to rotate counterclockwise. This is that extension of severe weather that we have been looking at for the past 2 days. I mean, all across Mississippi, as well as portions of Louisiana. Texas was even seeing some of these tornado warning polygons yesterday. So we're seeing this severe weather threat continue to move towards the east, and as it approaches our area, we're just looking at rain. So our futurecast showing that rain moving in over the next several hours. Some of those heavy downpours coming in late tonight and then continuing overnight into the start of our Thursday morning. You could see if you were in the mountains that's even bordering that freezing rain line, but here in the Triad, we're just looking at plain old rain that's going to continue, as I mentioned, overnight. This is 5 a.m., 8 a.m., 7 a.m., all through the morning hours, sticking with us through about lunchtime and after. So tomorrow's going to be a chilly day. With the rain and the already cold temperatures we're feeling, it's going to feel downright cold throughout your Thursday tomorrow. Those high temperatures will stay in the 30s for most of the area. We will really change very little bit of changes in temperatures throughout the entirety of your Thursday. From the start of the day to the afternoon, it will feel fairly consistent. Cold. I'm already feeling those cold temperatures now standing in the weather garden, and we will consistently feel those tomorrow. Through the entirety of the weekend, it's going to be cold, it's going to be sunny, and it's going to be dry. We don't see the next rain chance, that's a very small one, until next Tuesday. So your Thursday is the wettest day of the next several days, and it starts in the next couple of hours.
All right, thanks for the update, Monique. The easiest way to track rain in your area is to download the free WFNY News 2 app. You can customize alerts so you don't get caught without an umbrella.
All right, let's get to your 4 to 5 roundup now. First up today, Guilford County Schools is changing the way it offers lunch options for some students. You might remember during the pandemic, all students were allowed to eat lunch for free regardless of whether they could afford it. Well, since that is over, the district will soon provide cheaper options for low-income families in the hopes of avoiding high lunch bills.
We wanted to give the parents ample time to adjust to that so that we could send letters out, emails, and things like that. Give them time to fill out a free and reduced application if they chose to, instead of just springing it on them right from the start.
Alternate food choices will consist of fruit, veggies from the day's menu, along with milk and a roll. The city of Winston-Salem is holding a celebration to honor Police Chief Katrina Thompson. She's retiring after 30 years of service. President Biden, as you might remember, recently nominated her to be a U.S. Marshal. City leaders say they're in a national search to find her replacement. Senator Burr gave his farewell on Capitol Hill today after nearly 3 decades of service.
Our country and our citizens have an unlocked potential and unbound determination to overcome any division, any problem. Yes, there's much work to be done, but Americans have never been afraid to roll up their sleeves and work hard to succeed. Think of the challenges that we've overcome since our country was founded. The Civil War, the Great Depression, 2 world wars, racial division, the Cold War, terrorist attacks, presidential impeachment, disputed elections, an international pandemic, and more. Yet none of these have destroyed the fabric of our nation or its people. And I refuse to believe that any challenge is too great to tackle when we come together.
Burr also thanked his colleagues, Capitol Police, and his family. Senator-elect Ted Budd will take his seat next month. The Federal Reserve raised the key interest rate today. It's the 7th increase this year, but it's not as high as previous months. The move will impact the cost of many loans. Right now, the average interest rate on a new credit card is close to 23%, according to LendingTree.com. Policymakers say the increase will help offset a recession.
Today marks 10 years since the Sandy Hook Elementary School mass shooting in Newtown, Connecticut. 20 children and 6 educators were murdered by a young man armed with an assault rifle. Nicole Hockley and Mark Barden were among the grieving parents. They lost their youngest children, 6-year-old Dylan Hockley and 7-year-old Daniel Barden.
Dylan was this gorgeous little boy with these gigantic blue eyes. He was just an absolute joy. I still can't wrap my head around that it's 10 years.
On the last day of Daniel's life, he asked me to show him something on the piano. So I taught him how to play Jingle Bells. That was in the last few hours of his life.
1 month after the attack, the parents helped launch Sandy Hook Promise, a program that teaches schools how to identify at-risk behaviors and get help. More than 23,000 schools nationwide have implemented the program, including several right here in the Triad. 10 years. I mean, 10 years, it almost feels like this happened yesterday. I definitely want to say my hearts and prayers with the families and the victims. But what's sad about this is it seems like more recently we're seeing more of this across the country. You would have thought we would see less, but I feel like it's almost every other month we're getting reports of some type of shooting taking place at a school.
It feels like 10 years and nothing's changed. I know that they have made some advances in DC and done some gun law changes, and they've done a lot of mental health work, but still the problem is there.
And think about what it's been like for the families of these of all of these victims. I mean, the parents talking about how they, he remembers teaching his son how to play Jingle Bells. I mean, I feel like I imagine that you're just kind of stuck in this suspension of time, and you'll never be able to move on from it because it just, it was taken so, their children were taken so tragically.
It's almost like when they got a life sentence, the parents got a life sentence as well. I want to go off of what you were saying about some of the developments that we've seen. I think some of the things we have learned from these type of tragedies are addressing mental health. That's a huge deal, and we're seeing a lot of schools provide free mental health services for students. Guilford County Schools just implemented that with a pilot program. I believe about 42 schools are participating in that. And then also conflict resolution, teaching kids how to speak their feelings rather than resulting to violence. So those are some of the positives we've seen come out, but is it enough? I think that's the biggest question.
I do remember 10 years ago when this happened, we were all so shocked because it was such young kids, and that was really like the first time we had heard of that happening there. Now, if something like this were to happen, I think all of our hearts would hurt, but I don't know that we have that same level of shock anymore.
I mean, I think
I would say the Uvalde shooting, I still thought was
what I was
very
gonna say.
shocking.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have children, I'm not a mother, and it was even hard for me to go to sleep that night. I think it's always sad when you hear about a mass shooting that takes place at a grocery store or movie theater, but when it involves children, it's just such a heartless act. And when you send your kids to school, you expect for them to be safe. So I really do hope and pray that we can do something to change that.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's been 10 years. Well, before we go to break, some sad news in the entertainment world today. DJ Twitch from The Ellen DeGeneres Show has died. Stephen Boss, as his given name was, also starred in several dance shows and specials. He leaves behind a wife and 3 children. Boss was just 40 years old. I am. Do you want me to do both at once? Whoa. The other one, okay, here's this microphone. How does this one sound? Perfect. And yes, perfect. Thank you.
So we're not
using your top light. Perfect.
Yeah.
We can
There are just 11 shopping days to go before Christmas, and if you want those gifts to get where they're going, you are running out of time fast to order online.
Yeah, you got to get on it. The first big holiday shipping deadline is today, and we've got an up-close look at a FedEx sorting center outside Memphis where some of your packages could be passing through.
That is the sound of the holidays. Plane after plane touching down at the FedEx Mega Hub in Memphis, each carrying around 20,000 packages.
There's not a lot of slow that happens here. Not a lot of lingering.
We're on the tarmac with Senior Operations Manager Walter Kirkemind.
We understand that some of these gifts are highly personal and really the brand is on the line.
Over the course of the day, about 2.4 million packages pass through here. A gift-size amazing race against the clock. They're sorted via 44 miles of conveyor belts before being loaded onto another set of planes bound for their final destinations, all in about 3 hours.
For the excess capacity that Santa doesn't have on the sleigh, we're helping drop it off with our purple-tailed airplanes.
Your relocate to gate 124 is approved. Advise when you're in the gate.
Overnight, the Memphis airport turns into one of the busiest airfields in the world.
Yes.
About 250 flights come and go every 24 hours.
Right now, it looks like we have about 10 in range.
From this FedEx airport tower, Maria Bonds has to find a place to park all those planes.
We make sure that these aircraft go where they need to go in a timely manner. And we are the Santa with the purple tail.
If you're Santa with the purple tail, what does that make you?
An elf.
An elf?
An elf.
This command center is a bit like NORAD for packages, tracking all the FedEx flights.
We're looking at the weather every 10 minutes to figure out if it's something we need to deviate our planes.
538, that's me, that's you.
But there's no deviating drivers like Jacob Tucker. Before sunrise, packages are loaded into delivery vans, headed for you.
Just like Santa's little helper, I feel like I'm able to give to the customer before the holiday season.
Thanks to all those merry elves helping get our stuff here. Again, today is your last chance to use FedEx Ground. The deadline for first class mail is Saturday. Priority mail is Monday. It's going to cost you. You can also send overnight packages until Friday the 23rd to have them there in time for Christmas.
Hey there, friends. We are now in the WFMY News 2 Information Center. Why, Lauren? Because we've got a big event going on today. We're actually having a News 2 desk decorating contest. So over the next hour, we're going to show you a couple of them.
And this just isn't any old decorating contest. Our people here at News 2 have gone all out. We want to introduce you to Miss Hunter Funk, one of our reporters and anchors here, who has definitely gone all out for her desk. What do you think about this?
I mean, this is great, Hunter. You know, you look up here, you see all of our staff with their elf ears and their Santa hat on. What was your inspiration behind this?
You know, once I decided to try to take you guys serious. When I first put the Santa on the front, I was like, you know what, we all work. We're Santa's helpers around this time, right? To tell the stories. So that's why I decided to make everyone a know.
And so we have to expand so you can see all of it here. And Lauren, if you want to, keep talking about this.
One of the things that I like the most about Hunter's desk, Manny, we eventually pan to the other side, is on the outside of her desk, she actually has Santa Claus buckle, which it doesn't even start there. If we pan up, we have Mr. Claus himself. hanging from the
Hanging from the
ceiling here.
rafters.
And then as we step back a couple of feet, she has ho, ho, ho above her desk as well. So I could say that Hunter's in the running for being one of the champions here for our decorating contest.
Hunter, I think you did well. We're going to be voting later today. We're also going to be sharing some of the other desks over the next hour, so make sure you stay tuned.
On days like today, people are constantly asking, when is it going to rain? Is my evening plans going to be canceled? Well, I don't necessarily say you have to cancel your plans, but if it involves anything outdoors, you might want to rethink it. As rain is approaching the central Piedmont, folks in the southern portion of Winston-Salem already getting some rain. If you are in Yadkin, Wilkes counties, most of our counties well back towards the mountains and in the foothills area, you're already getting the rain now. And they're probably telling you, yeah, guys in Greensboro, cancel your plans for later if they're outdoors because yes, it's going to rain. We're getting the downpours now. Now this futurecast is showing us the rain and how it plans to pan out over the next several hours. You can see it comes and blankets the entire Triad area. This is rain for most, if not all of us. Folks down in Randolph County getting a little bit of lucky dry weather, but then guess what? By 10 p.m. you are getting some heavy downpours. That's going to be consistent through the night. If you do get a break, it's not going to be for too long as more rain is likely to move in. That's going to continue over into the start of your Thursday. We're now at 3 a.m. on Thursday, and there's still rain on this map. That's consistent through the Thursday morning hours when you're heading to work. More of that windshield wiper work happening at 7 a.m. and then continuing through about 9 p.m. We're still seeing it. The rain doesn't come to an end until we get to the latter part of the day. We're talking after lunchtime, more like after 2 p.m. That's when we start to see those rain chances decrease. Skies will clear quickly, though, giving way to some sunshine by Friday. So this is a quick moving system. We've been saying it all week. Coming in Wednesday, exiting out Thursday, not something that's lingering into the weekend. Now, winds are also going to pick up with this approaching system. We're not seeing the winds quite breezy just quite yet, but as we go to this evening, start to tomorrow, that's when the winds may gust up to maybe 20 miles per hour. That's the strongest, maybe even 25. But other than that, the winds should be much weaker for other areas, 25 being the strongest wind gust we could see through Thursday afternoon.
Big thank you to everyone who came out and donated at the WFNY News 2 Holiday Blood Drive. We teamed up with the Red Cross to gather donations and help increase blood supply in our. Thanks to you, we were able to collect 257 pints, which could save 771 lives. Thank you so much for coming out. We'll be right back.
Red sky at night, sailors delight. Red sky in the morning, sailors take warning. The Bible even references the red sky. Matthew chapter 16 verse 2 through 3 says, he replied, red sky at night means fair weather tomorrow. Red sky in the morning means foul weather all day. Sailors and farmers relied on weather folklore for years to navigate ships or plant crops. But is it true? There were red skies this morning and they turned gray throughout the day. So should we take warning? Science says yes-ish. Ahead of a large storm system, cirrus clouds fill our skies. These are thin, wispy clouds way high up in the sky. During sunrise, those clouds are high enough to where they catch the sunlight. We see red because red wavelengths are the longest in the color spectrum. They are breaking through the atmosphere. Now, a red sky is a hint that there is a lot of dust or moisture in the air. Now, on other occasions, when we have blue skies, that's much different because that is a shorter wavelength and they're broken apart. Thanks to one of our producers, Aaron Jackson, as well as some other viewers sending in some photos of those fiery sunrises across the area this morning. So again, like I said, we saw that time lapse earlier on in today, but simply put, red means good news, good weather is out and rain is on the way. A high pressure system has moved out and a low pressure system is moving in from the east. It's moving east. So that's pretty much the timeline of how things operate in work when we talk about what the red sky in the morning is as compared to red sky in the evening.
So Monique, this is a little bit surprising to me because we tend to debunk a lot of old wives' tales, right? I mean, and pretty much say they're not valid. But this one, I mean, you're saying it is ish.
Yeah, I feel as though they all stem in some sense of truth, you know? I mean, they live for year by a lot of these things. When they even say like cows sit when it's about to rain, I feel like there is some truth to every folklore that we may hear.
Listen, growing up in Texas, cows don't sit. What I noticed is that they all face the same direction because they want their back to that cold front when it comes in. So if all the cows turn the same direction, that's when it's going to rain.
Wow.
Monique, I have a question. So I've definitely seen red skies like in the photos that you showed at nighttime. What does that mean when we see it at night versus in the morning?
So when it happens at night, that means that the storm is just moved out, but in the latter part of the day. In the morning, it means it's headed to you. When at night, it means it's already happened and it's moving away. So.
Some beautiful photos, though.
Yes, yes.
Shout out to our producer, Aaron, for sending some of those in.
Yeah, shout out to Aaron.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back to your 4 to 5. I'm Lauren Coleman here with Ben Briscoe and Chad Silber, and we got Monique Robinson with us today.
We are so glad you are here today and not out in all that rainy mess that's headed our way.
It's getting kind of gross outside. Coming up this half hour, though, we have something that will certainly brighten your spirits. We're going to be looking at some more of the News 2 desks in the newsroom. Where
They
we're having
are a sight to behold.
Desk decorating contest. You got to see this, guys. His is coming up here in just a couple of minutes.
Just give them a sneak peek of what yours is all about, because his
Disco
desk
ball.
looks
That's
amazing.
all you need to know. Disco ball.
He's not lying.
Excited to see that. But first, Monique, talk about all that nasty rain we're going to be seeing moving across the Triad.
Yeah, I've been saying from the start of our 4 p.m. newscast that we're going to be seeing rain very soon. On days like today, we kind of keep saying the same weather story because we want to make sure whether you're tuning in at the top of the 4 or you're just joining us, you are weather aware. This is a look at our satellite radar. It is looping through the past 3 hours, and you can see it's going from, I don't know, right about here to right about here, which means the rain is moving and it's getting closer. So if you live in Greensboro, umbrellas up. It's going to be raining soon. When I widen this view, you see some activity happening well to the north around South Dakota, North Dakota. Then you also see some severe weather happening down across Mississippi, moving into Alabama. It's all a part of the same weather system that's moving towards us. This is a long tracked cold front and even an area of low pressure. It's making its way across the nation and bringing in the rain for us. As I mentioned, snow well to the north. We're not expecting that. There's even some severe weather down to the south. We're not expecting that. We're just getting rain for the next several hours. Our futurecast shows it starting in about an hour or two, especially if you're in Burlington. You got about 2 hours before it starts. And then it continues overnight and into the start of our Thursday. Downpours, maybe even rumbles of thunder. Severe weather, a no for us, but we may hear some rumbles of thunder. The rain and downpours keep on going all the way through the start of your Thursday. The heaviest of downpours, take notice, the yellow that's showing you heavy downpours, 7 a.m. when you're more than likely headed to work. So your work commute may be impacted by the rain, and then it will continue throughout the day. Your 7 days showing you drier weather for the rest of the week.
The system headed our way is causing a lot of chaos in the Midwest and the Deep South. Drenching downpours and tornadoes are responsible for at least 2 deaths in Louisiana, along with dozens of injuries reported in the state. Meanwhile, heavy snow and freezing rain plague the Rockies and Great Lakes region, causing dangerous driving conditions.
Tornado!
Severe storms rip through the South.
Oh my God.
Spawning multiple tornadoes that damaged homes and businesses in Texas, injuring at least 5 people.
It's a disaster, but it's fixable. So this is nothing I've ever been through and nothing I want to go through again.
Tornadoes also struck in Oklahoma and Louisiana, downing trees and power lines and causing damage to homes and businesses.
The roof was gone, and you know, they always say that you hear a train coming. Well, this was a big train to come through here.
Cato Parish Sheriff Steve Prater described the heart-wrenching search for a child who was killed.
We've had probably 50 deputies and state police and firefighters and everyone out there working, and we did locate a young child about a half a mile from the actual site of where the home used to be.
Further north, blizzard conditions in Colorado and Nebraska, as well as freezing rain and snow in the Dakotas, shut down major highways.
So if you're traveling this way, slow down.
Minnesota is under a blizzard warning, with the forecast calling up to a foot of snow in some areas.
Each area is really having a unique element when it comes to the storm. And so we're waiting for those things to happen. Crews are staying prepared. We're monitoring things.
Since Monday, the storms have caused more than 10,000 flights to be delayed or canceled.
Boy, it's crazy to see some of that, and just how big of a storm that is, Monique.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to fathom when we're watching that blizzard video. People are experiencing that right now. And we walk outside here and it's nothing like that. I mean, it is chilly, but not to that degree. And we're not seeing snow, so it's just wild to believe that.
One of the things that gets me when it's in those southern states like Louisiana, you think hot, you think humid, but to see some of those snow plows coming on through, I mean, it's some crazy video.
Well, the snow plows, I want to clarify that. The snow plow area is to the north. So we're talking Minnesota, you're talking states like South Dakota, North Dakota. To the south, they're dealing with severe weather. So they're not seeing snow. There's 2 different types of weather, but it's all being produced by the same weather system, if that makes sense. So they're seeing different types of precipitation. It just depends on how cold you are. They're colder in the north, so they're seeing snow. They're seeing rain in the south because it's warm. I just want to clarify so people don't think that the snow is happening in Mississippi or something like that.
It's also odd that we're talking about tornadoes in December. It just doesn't seem like that's normal.
Well, in the transitional seasons like the fall and the spring, it's very possible to get the severe weather. And we've kind of been in ebbs and flows of temperatures where as long as you have temperatures that are warm enough and it's humid enough and they're close to the Gulf where there's that possibility that it can happen. We've been seeing a lot of crazy weather systems at the wrong time of year all year long.
Well, we certainly hope everyone stays safe out there.
Absolutely. And the easiest way to track rain and to stay safe in your area is to download the free WFOY News 2 app. You can customize alerts so you don't get caught without an umbrella.
All right, let's get to your 4 to 5 roundup now. After months of waiting, Liberty Wesleyan Church in Summerfield has a new steeple. You might remember when storms took down the original one back in June. Surveillance video captured it falling. They installed the new steeple this morning. You can see it flying high above the building before it was lowered onto it. The city of Winston-Salem is holding a celebration to honor Police Chief Katrina Thompson. She's retiring after 30 years of service in the department. President Biden recently nominated her to be a U.S. Marshal. City leaders say they're in a national search to find her replacement. The Guilford County Sheriff's Office is challenging you to help stuff the bus. It's collecting toys for kids in need, and they want to fill up this entire bus. Drop-off hours are all week from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. In years past, the initiative has collected more than 2,000 toys.
One Greensboro musician is really getting into the holiday spirit. Clay Howard wrote his very own holiday song called My Favorite Christmas. Eric Chilton dives into its lyrics and the inspiration behind them.
It's gonna be my favorite Christmas, there's no doubt in my mind. It's gonna be my favorite Christmas, 'cause Santa made you mine.
All right, welcome to Christmas Chat. Just kidding. Although I would love to have my own talk show. Never got it. Clay Howard with us. And so tell me about this song, because how it came about, because you've been a musician for most of your life. So
yeah, I've been playing for 35 years or so. I was at home, I think it was a Saturday morning, and Ken Hauser, who owns WTOB radio over in Winston-Salem, sent a little Facebook message out to some local guys, Doug Davis, myself, Jerry Chapman. I texted back, hey man, I'm off today, I'll send you something in a little while. So about an hour later, I had this song finished.
Another year I got to stay up till midnight, but this year I got you.
what I love about it is because you take me back with the toys that you talk about. I mean, describe the song for people that haven't heard it.
So in the song, it's called My Favorite Christmas. In the song, I reference past Christmases, the good things that happened, like an Evel Knievel that I got one year. Loved it. Trying to bring that nostalgia in that Christmas brings, and the memories, the good memories you have of Christmas, and then tie that into this could be my favorite Christmas. You know?
I always laugh because the Evel Knievel never worked the way it did in the commercial. No. Remember, you rev it up and then.
But there's something about that sound.
There is. So it really is all about nostalgia.
Oh yeah, the whole thing's about that. Yeah.
So for people our age, we're not saying what our age is, but you're taking them back, right? Describe that a little bit.
Right, so yeah, the Evel Knievel stuff comes from when we were kids, 5 or 6 for me when it came out, same for you, I believe. Then in the video, we made sure to tie some of the toys that I still have. It opens up with some Rock'em Sock'em robots and things like that. But yeah, just really trying to bring, that's what, when we think about Christmas and the good feelings we have, it's not about the stuff we get, it's about the memories that we have of that stuff. So I was just trying to tie that in.
And it takes us back, it's just a simpler time, you know? Right. I can't believe, because you said you threw it together in basically a day, right?
Yeah, about an hour and a half or so. I sent it out to a friend of mine who ended up doing the video. His name's Chad Perry, and I wasn't going to release this thing. I wasn't going to send it to the radio station. I thought, this is too silly. He goes, man, this is good. I want to shoot a video. I'm like, well, if you'll shoot a video, I'll release it.
Now you got a music video.
So yeah, we spent a couple hours laughing, and the video, I hope, shows that.
So the end goal or hope is what?
Just let people, if it lightens 3 minutes of somebody's life, it's a successful song.
That's perfect. That's perfect. Yeah. I love it. You say Happy Holidays. Merry Christmas from Clay.
Merry Christmas.
All week long, we haven't been in our studio. And so now today, we're not in our studio either, but we're in the newsroom. And the reason being, we're showing off some of our desk decorations. Now, earlier, if you were with us during the 4 p.m. hour, Lauren hinted at the fact that Hunter Funk had a great desk. But I do believe standing next to me is another top contender.
Thank you.
Yeah, take a look. Let's take a look at what's going on over here at Ben's desk.
This is Ben Briscoe's Disco Christmas.
Ooh, it's giving me New Year's Eve vibes too.
Well, I had to put a little Christmas. You got Santa there to make sure you get Christmas out of it. But I personally believe that the holidays are all about cheer and just putting a smile on people's faces.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to do with this. My favorite part has got to be the disco ball. I mean, this thing is almost as big
And
as
it's
us.
certainly illuminating the room. Now, there is a personal touch on here that cannot be ignored. We see dogs all around this. Why are there dogs all around here? I know, but why do the people, let the people know
First
why?
off, dogs make you happy, obviously, but also because this is for my greyhound George. These are little greyhounds over here. It's actually his Christmas tree, by the way. It goes in his room with his bed, and I took it. I know he's mad at me, so I'm gonna get it back home soon. But you can also see right over here, we've got George the reindeer with those little gold reindeer antlers. But really, this to me is just all about trying to spread the cheer, and that's why I wanted to show you this right here.
Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. We love to see it, the silver, the white, the gold hues. Now, this is here at work, but I can imagine your home is also decorated beautifully as well. Tell us a little bit of maybe some of the fun decorations at your home.
Listen, growing up, we had a Christmas tree in every single room. My mom even had one in the laundry room, and she would use little clothespins to hang the ornaments on it. So one day I'll get like that, but it's pretty tame right now at home.
Yeah, well, we have some beautiful decorations all around our room, and we'll continue to show them off, and maybe you'll be a winner. I think he'll be a winner.
Oh, there's lots of good ones. We'll see. Hi, can you hear me? Oh, mine's working.
Ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie, they forever go together like a classic combination.
When a dark, delicious cookie meets an icy cold sensation, it's the one and only creamy chocolate.
I don't know, so our mics
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
All right, behold, this is the Christmas Cup. Now, this is the trophy that all the city departments are vying for in an Oklahoma town. I got to tell you, this kind of competition is done for fun, right? It gets the community involved too. They get to vote on which display is best. It's much like our decorations, don't you think?
I think that theirs are probably going to be a lot more because that prize is awesome.
That is a pretty cool prize. That is for sure. Okay, so now I think that our competition in the newsroom has been relatively fun, right? Everybody's having banter back and forth.
You know what? Everyone has laughed a lot more since they've been up. I've noticed that. So I think that it really has helped raise the spirits and get us in the holiday mood.
I do like that. I got to tell you, though, the competition for the cup, there's a lot of trash talking.
Really?
Trash talking.
There's some here too, but I'm not going to share who's doing it.
Oh, I don't think it's anywhere close to this. I need you to listen.
If you base it just off of decorations, I wouldn't say that it's competitive. Our decorations are by far and away better than theirs.
The police department, they'll claim that they did it, they outsourced it. They had someone else come in and hang their lights for them.
The lights, the trees, they've all got gingerbread decor, the cupcakes, the lollipops we have here. It's not just a giant tree in the middle of a field with tire donuts.
The fire department tries, but they just can't get there. They're desperate. I gotta say, you know, firemen, second responders.
It's all about jealousy. You know, when you're up here at the top, it's easy for them to take jabs at us.
Whoa, don't you think that's kind of savage there between all those departments?
Definitely not bringing the city together.
No, and then there was one that I didn't get to include, and it was the people who run the community rec center, and they're like,
oh, no.
Seriously, you're going to vote for the people who give you a ticket? You're going to vote for the people who charge you for your water?
How about the ones that put out our house on fire?
I know, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. So the city of Del City in Oklahoma, they do take it very, very seriously. Yeah, and I do think that the effort of folks putting up the decorations together, it's good teamwork. It may even smooth over some like awkward coworker relationships.
Maybe. Tire donuts.
Tire
was
donuts.
Cool.
I thought that was kind of cool.
I was distracted the rest of the story, really honestly, thinking about that. And then I wondered, that had to be the police department, right?
Not for that one. The police department has a different one.
Oh.
They have a whole old police car and all that other kind of stuff. The tire donuts, I'm not sure which one that one was.
So why have you not decorated your desk yet? I'm going to put you in the hot seat here.
You know, I just kind of felt like I didn't have all of that great creativity to add.
You are the most creative person I know.
Well, sorry. I decorated at home, right? And you know how sometimes when you decorate at home and you get out all the Christmas stuff, right? And you're putting it in all the things, but then you get that overwhelmed feeling. And then you're like, I want to throw all of this out, right? So that's where I was. And I was like, and I'm not doing it somewhere else. All right, let's get back to our decorating competition. Chad?
Hey there, yes, we are continuing the News 2 decorating competition right here in the newsroom, and you got to see this guy's desk. This is Daniel Cruz. He is a reporter here at WFMY. Daniel, take us on a tour around your desk.
All right, well, we all started with the tree, you know, the basic tree. We went from that, adding the garland, adding more lights, adding the snow. So essentially, we're sitting under our snowfall, and we have a view of the North Pole here. We have one of my good friends. Most people know him as Santa Claus. I'm on the nice list, Chad. I don't know about you, but I'm on the nice list. So we are in my winter wonderland over here.
I see you're pulling some celebrity status here with this one here, right?
Of course. We go back many, many years.
Got it. So now you do know that you were one of the early decorators, and a lot of people, they have a target on your back because they know that this is the one to beat. What are your thoughts on that?
I take full credit. Let me just say that. We'll start there. No, I'm just kidding. I welcome all of the competition. So more the merrier. Let's put it that way.
Okay, all right. Well, we are going to continue going around the newsroom to see some of the different desks. And during the commercial break, right now, we're going to show you some of the other desks, but you can only see it if you're on Facebook. So go to the Facebook Live on the WFMY News 2 Facebook page and see some of the other desks exclusively coming up here in just a second.
Before they told me to hop into that.
Really? We're up now. Hey. Okay. Well, let's come over here. This is Sydney Moore. Sydney, say hello to the people. We're on Facebook Live right now.
Well, surprise, surprise.
Tell me about your decorations.
Okay, well, I just want to say all is Eugene. Eugene, say hello. He's been saying hello to people all along in the newsroom all day long. We have a little bit of touch of snow. We have some wonderful garland going across here on my newsroom. So just a little bit of nice touch to be in the holiday spirit.
Okay, we lost the shot.
Oh. I think it was like right at the top because they were saying something.
Oh, so good. Oh, well.
All right.
Thank you, though. Appreciate it.
One, two, three. I'm back in business, babe.
I am also back in business. Thank you for fixing our microphones.
Oh, I have a little bit of a tool and some bows. I didn't go all out.
We have some news to announce on your 4 to 5. Today is meteorologist Monique Robinson's last day at WFNY News 2. A bittersweet day all around, but Mo, your future is bright, and we've been so blessed with your kindness.
We're really going to miss you on our weather team, the awesome Mo on the Go reports, and you inspire me every single day to be a better person and a better journalist. I will miss you.
My favorite thing I'll miss is our banter, your fun conversations here on the 4 to 5. Always such a good time. I suppose it's only fitting that your last day is bringing a lot of rain.
Well, the rain, after rain always comes blessing. So yes, we're talking about rain, jumping right to it, talking about the rain that we're seeing. Thank you guys so much for your kind words. I want to make sure I give you guys this forecast though, because it's important. As this rain continues to move in across the area, we're going to be seeing it for the next several hours. We're talking into the start of your Thursday and continuing through the day. Now it does become light and spotty and then clears on out as we end out your Thursday. And by the end of the day, we could be seeing clear skies. That's going to help for temperatures to drop as we start our Friday morning. Friday is going to be an overall chilly day across the area. And as we continue through the weekend, it's still going to be dry, and the sunshine, it comes on back out. So you don't have to worry too long about getting those clouds and rain sticking with us. As I said, that rain is just for your Thursday and then clearing on out. So here you have that 7 day. You see the temperatures in the 40s all the way through the weekend, and temperatures staying in the 40s as the start of next week. I want to say thank you, all of you viewers, for being a blessing to me by embracing me into your community. Thank you to all of the women in science, technology, engineering, and math for inspiring me to go after my greater. And thank you for preparing me for my next. I will never be a stranger to the triad. You can always follow me, and I want you all to know that you're blessed more abundantly, because after this rain, there will be sunshine. Here's a look again at that 7 day as we continue through the weekend. As I mentioned, that sunshine is coming on back, and we're seeing it through the start of next week. Temperatures staying in the 40s throughout the rest of this week. It's going to be a chilly, cold, and wet day on Thursday.
It's time for my 2 cents. With Christmas less than 2 weeks.
Hello, this is Tim. Michaela's cookies are awesome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Moms and dads with kids in Guilford County schools, you'll want to hear it.
Ten 9 8 7 6. Just line yourself up with the camera. 8.
Oh, now mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
for my 2 cents. With Christmas less than 2 weeks away, time is running out to get gifts for friends and family. I've spent the last few weeks asking loved ones what they want for Christmas. Some said clothes, electronics, or even gift cards. Then there are others who are hard to shop for. You know, the ones who won't tell you what they want. Each year when I ask some of my family what they want for Christmas, they respond saying nothing. BuzzFeed listed 32 practical gifts for people who are really hard to shop for. Here are just a few. A neck, back, and shoulder pillow that relieves muscle pain with heat in 4 different massage settings. This is great for those who work hard throughout the year and need a little bit of self-care. A 6-foot charging cable so they can scroll aimlessly at 100% battery. Let's face it, most of us are glued to our phones. This could be a great gift for anyone who owns a cellular device. A set of containers. If you know someone who loves to meal prep or stays in the kitchen, this gift may be right up their alley. Last, how about a cold brew coffee maker? For those who can't go a day without stopping at their favorite coffee shop for their morning fix, help them save time and money with a thoughtful gift like this. Remember, the holidays aren't about presents, but it is a nice touch if you could surprise the people in your life with something special. That's my 2 cents. That's your 4 to 5. WFMY News 2 at 5 starts now. Winter weather is in full effect, from blizzard conditions up north in Colorado and Nebraska to severe storms and tornadoes ripping through the south. Since Monday, the storms have caused more than 10,000 flights to be delayed or canceled.
Here at home, we're getting some cold showers across the Triad, and the rain is expected to pick up overnight and